and I could be wrong, but it looks like the Dallas Mavericks is tired of Luka being out of shape. And it's got to be some video out there of him kicking baby seals, because them trading him cost him $160 million. So, somebody's upset.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition. Welcome to another edition of the Madness Basketball Podcast. Myself, Dot Holiday. Marlo is at work. TP is here, but I think he's getting his camera set up. A lot has gone on since Thursday. We had Father's Day. We had College World Baseball Series that had a no-hitter. Was, I think, a hit batter away from a perfect game with Arkansas. And the Kevin Durant trade and my New York Knicks, because why not? The New York Knicks came out and said that they don't want Kevin Durant. I don't know how I feel about that. If you gave me, and this is no shot at Big Cat, but if you gave me Kevin Durant, a starting center, and I probably want a draft pick just to get somebody younger, because KD is up there. But I would take that deal. But apparently the New York Knicks said no. They can't be happy with what they got. I'm sorry. I'm not. That's not something I can believe. But maybe what everybody's asking for KD is a bridge too far. I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't. KD is going into his twilight year. Even though he's still efficient and going, getting you 25 to 27 points a game, getting you maybe 6-7 rebounds a game. He's about on his last leg. He's about on his last leg. He's been in the NBA for 18 years coming up. It will be him. I think other than LeBron, it would be him. It would be Russ and James Harden. They've been in the league for 15, 16 years plus.
Been that long?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm old.
Yeah, we talking about James Harden before he started growing the beard.
Welcome to my world, TP. Welcome to my world.
Babyface Harden, six man
Harden.
You know what? I would pay money for that dude to come back.
Ooh.
6-man James Harden. I would pay money for him to come back.
No, I wouldn't. He ain't gonna show up when you got a game 7.
Never mind. My bad. I forgot. I completely forgot.
I like people that show up in game 7s.
What's going on, Wildcat? I mean, HBCU band talk.
I said, he been in the league for what? This be his coming up 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so we got some players that's been in the league for a minute. But with KD, I mean, of course he's still efficient. He don't have to worry about having a lot of wear and tear on his body. I mean, the only thing that still I'm afraid of is the Achilles injury that he had, some years back. But I mean, he's still a efficient scorer. I wouldn't call him prolific, but he's an efficient scorer. Because that means if you're giving up Cat, that means that you are seriously desperate.
Cat can give me a bucket. He is a matchup problem offensively.
For a lot of dudes offensively.
It is, and I'm gonna be real with you, it's the pick and roll defense. I can't as much. For every time I went, yeah, that's Big Cat, I was also yelling, that's Kitty Cat. So
what you're saying is he's soft.
He is.
But Cat came out of what? Kentucky, right?
Yeah, he was
Yep.
in Kentucky.
So
they were supposed to win a national championship that year.
Yeah, 2015, right?
They were supposed to.
Oh, that's right. They lost to who did they lose it to?
Yeah, who they lost to. They weren't supposed to lose. They had a nice little squad.
Was that Duke?
Was it Duke? I don't remember who they played in that championship game. I just know they lost. They let me down.
Let me see.
They let me down. That's all I remember. They let me down.
They were in 2015, 2016 season. They were ineligible for postseason. Let me see who was on that squad.
No, I'm talking about the year
2014. Yeah, 2014 and 2015.
And they tricked it off.
Let's go look at that roster.
Just like
they had Devin Booker.
Yeah, they
Big
had
Cat.
Harrison Twins, Devin Booker, Trey Lyles.
Oh my God. Who did they lose to?
Was it they lost to trying to see, they lost to Duke.
I remember the John Wall, Eric Bledsoe, Michael Kidd, Gilchrist. That team lost too. And then Anthony Davis came back and won it by himself.
They lost to Wisconsin.
Oh, they lost in the national semifinals.
Yep,
Okay.
They lost to Wisconsin. They had, who was on that? What was
that was Sam Decker. Sam Decker.
Frank Kaminsky. That's who was on that team. And that's when I said he can't coach. That's when I said that.
Frank the Tank.
Yep. That's when I said that. He had the Monstars. You had Devin Booker and Big Cat on the same team. And when I say he can't coach, let me be clear. He can coach his ass off, but in big moments, he be having Jim Kelly vibes.
Jim Kelly vibes is crazy.
Pick a program he been at. Pick a program.
Speaking when a guy went to the Super Bowl 4 straight years,
you can't do it like that. You can't say it like that, man.
And Jim Kelly is still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It takes hard work to get to a Super Bowl 4 straight years. It takes hard work to get a Super Bowl once, let alone 4 straight. So, there's
Right.
that.
You got that tournament right there was kind of jam packed. You had, okay, Justice Winslow. He didn't too much make an impact when he got it to the league. He did it his couple of years, but I think injury took over him. You had Frank Kaminsky, who really was not too much anything. You had Jaleel Okafor in this draft class, who was by far the best offensive big man at that time. Of course, you had Big Cat, you had Tyus Jones, you had Domantas Sabonis.
You know what? This is my fault. I'm derailing us. Let me get us back on track. My fault. Real quick, sort of. Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill will not be having their race in Madison. What is it? I'm not Madison Square Garden. It's Times Square. Due to, from what is being told, personal reasons. I believe they couldn't get enough sponsors to make it worth it. And this is not an opinion. This is just a fact. A 10-1 high school 100 meters is not a professional 10-1 100 meters. Let's make sure we know the difference. A pro track athlete is different than a dude that played football and can run fast. There's a huge difference.
I'm about to say Tyreek Hill ran track when he was in high school and college also.
Hey, that was the 10-1. But hold on, let me just go here, just because if we're gonna compare apples to apples. So Tyreek Hill ran a 10.14 in high school. Noah Lyles' personal best in the 100 meters is a 9.784.
I mean, I'm not saying that Tyreek Hill was ever going to win.
Oh, he was going to get. He was going to get. Let's just call.
He ain't gonna get burnt, but
he was gonna get smoked.
Tyreek Hill was gonna get. He was gonna look at the flashers on the back of Noah Lyles' shirt all the way down the line.
All the way.
This is gonna be bleeding. He was gonna see them.
He was gonna get smoked.
That shit wasn't even gonna be cute.
And then here's the other thing, right? So I'll tell you exactly what the race is going to be like. If you look up that clip of I Show Speed and the sparkling water face dude. Yeah,
face dude is funny.
I can't remember his name. But if you go look at that clip, dude ended up face planting in the grass. And they ran 4 times, and that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be an absolute. It's not gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good for Reed. But it would have made for good TV. It would have made for good TV. So, but it would have been nice to see. Not because I don't like Tyreek. It just would have been nice to see an NFL athlete versus a professional track athlete. And all that talk would have died down some. Now, listen, y'all might have seen me get into it a little bit with a Sunrise fan because he got all beside himself and said that them Panthers are the best sports franchise in Florida the last decade. I'm sorry. It's a whole city in Tampa. Whole city in Tampa. We can have a whole different set of discussions. But that's what was said. And I kind of took issue. I'm becoming a better person. I ain't go off on nobody. I ain't say nothing crazy. I just said, okay. We can agree to disagree. If I'd have said what I wanted to say, they'd have took my Twitter account. But I'm becoming a better person. I'm definitely becoming a better person. Growth, man. It's growth. But Sunrise is up 3-1. I don't know if the Oilers can come back. They have been beaten to a pulp in this series. This is old school hockey. Forechecking, get you up against the boards. Don't try and skate down the ice. You finna catch these hands. Like, this is old school hockey. And if it wasn't Sunrise, I would love to see it. But I can't do it. I have to sit on my hands. Real quick. I am in the car because I'm charging this Polestar. When I got here, and I'm not making no judgments. You can do what you want to do. But why I got to get high because I want to charge the car? I don't smoke. I shouldn't be failing drug tests because you want to put it in the air. And it wasn't like a light hint either. You would think that I was the purveyor of the concoction. But anyway, getting back to the podcast. So like I said, that Stanley Cup, it almost looks guaranteed that Florida's gonna get the Stanley Cup. And I believe that will give them 3 cups, Tampa and Sunrise. And the fact that Florida is a hockey state is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Especially when it's Sunrise. I don't know how that happened. But we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back. Oh, my bad, Jamal. Matter of fact, we're gonna get to your topic as soon as we come back from this break.
That's why you need to get out that car. Just got me waiting like I'm in Vogue or something.
My bad. Absolutely my bad. That's on me. That is definitely on me.
Florida is a hockey state, Jamal.
I mean, think about it. You get to make actual hockey money and not be cold at all.
Yeah.
And no part of their season is cold. They only pack winter clothes to go play other people.
Yep.
And it's income tax free. Yeah, we're a hockey state.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh man. All right. We're gonna run this little commercial. We'll be right back.
You're gonna have to see a therapist about this Florida State thing, bro. Cause
wait a minute. No, we not. You know what, TP? We not finna do this. You know why we not finna do this? Because there's some dude on this podcast whose squad lost to Bethune-Cookman 10 years in a row.
Mm-hmm. And we still have a running record against Bethune. We could have lost to Bethune 20 years in a row and still have a winning record against Bethune-Cookman. We still 30
ask him
wins
his
up.
feelings 3 years ago when they lost to Bethune.
Oh, I don't care if we were playing.
No, don't do that.
State.
No. What was your attitude after y'all lost to BC 3 years ago?
Oh, I was definitely not happy. I don't know nobody who root for a team and they lose and you be happy.
But you gonna degrade me in my outrage.
There has never at any point I said, and I quote, I hope my head coach get hit by a Nerf bus. I'm not finna march the 100 down the street in front of his house, hoping I wake him up and disturb his rest enough that he would want to move and leave Tallahassee. I have never been that angry at any coach staff of my at my alma mater. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is our dislikes of events are different. I will come out and say, I think FAMU gonna win it all every year, whether they go out and win it all or not. You come out and say, oh, I hope they lose every game. If we don't put up 100 points against Duquesne, then they should be. What?
No. I'm very clear. I support the players 100%.
Yeah, but
I cannot support bad management. I cannot support a bad athletic department. I cannot support a guy whose very resume says, after year 3, I get worse. His resume says this. This ain't something you got to go look up. Check Arizona State. Check Memphis. Year 3, oh, he get worse. Guess what year we in?
Again.
So even if I have unrealistic expectations of him scoring 58 points, they cannot. And by the way, this new media, I gotta be bombastic. But anything other than a prolific offensive showing, come on, man. We can't be in no shootout with Duquesne. We can't be struggling to score against Duquesne. That is no way to improve as a team. But I got plenty of time to say how I want the coach to get hit by a Nerf bus, all of that, whatever. I mean, like TP, if Texas lose to Oklahoma, how you feel? Wait, what I'm talking about? Y'all have some years now.
I'm about to lead a meeting. Where the lead meeting button at? All right, this has gone long enough.
All right, so
All the commercials you played out one, Jesus Christ.
It's a reason behind that. So today I engaged in some banter, and things were said, and I had to explain to people that I don't want Mike Norvell to fail. I want him to succeed. But I also said on the podcast that I want him to get hit by a Nerf bus. Because I can be an angry fan sometimes. I don't deny those rumors. I can be an angry fan. But I want him to succeed. I want him to be successful. What that looks like, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what that looks like. So that, for those who said they would watch because they want to see me act up, that is me acting up. But the other thing is that I can be hyperbolic, and I do that to get people's attention to real stories, real issues, real history. Our Florida State situation is one of those issues. But I also engaged in some conversation today about the worst college fan bases. I have no problem saying that I might be part of the problem, right? I even use some clickbait There we go. I even use some clickbait to say or to hint at some bases that might be toxic. That's all possible, right? But my point about that is that every fan base in this new landscape of college sports, we need more annoying fan bases because
No, we don't.
our younger generation, they're not engaged.
That's fine. They're annoying.
Florida State gave up 20,000 seats
Yeah,
because
you have to
we
send an
can't get them to
email
come.
for. You have to send an email for FAMU kids to remember this game. That's all.
So I mean, I'm realistic. It's never gonna be what it was when I was in school. It's never gonna be that. We ain't. I'm sorry. We might not ever see somebody's home phone number get published on a message board, and 30,000 people call him the Friday before the football game. We may never see that again. You know. Shout out to Danny Werfel. I'm not sorry that happened to him, but shout out to Danny Werfel. Um, but I don't know how we translate our generation's fandom into excitement for younger generations. I don't know how we do that.
I mean, it
And
was it was indifferent. We kind of touched on it when we talked about National Signing Day and how it used to be this big thing, and it's not this big thing anymore. We're also dealing with what Generation 5 of everybody gets a trophy, so
Yeah.
they have no
yeah,
competitive spirit at all.
Like you if you even participate, you're getting something at
You
the
know
end.
you get something, and I came from the generation where you either won or you lost. That was it. You either won the championship game or you was the closest loser. That was it.
Hmm. I just felt like
So
it was like, nah, you got to go out there. What did Marlo say? Got to
show
show
some damn fight.
got to show some fight.
Somebody
Yeah,
gonna have to show some.
somebody. But these kids don't. It's honest. So in my profession, I work with. How do I say this without being an asshole on the internet? This is either your very first job or this is the only job you do. Right? These are the people that I manage. This is my very first job crew. They'll say, "Hey, I can't work in this department. I got an accommodation." I'm like, "Well, I don't see an accommodation." "Oh, well, I turned my paper in." I'm like, "Did you follow up?" "Nah, that's y'all job." "No, it's not." Right? So these are the exact same kids. They can't follow through with taking care of themselves, and we want them to remember to come to a game on Friday, on Saturday, and be excited. You're asking too much.
But at the same time, when you think about it, a lot of kids they go home on weekends. That I look. I'm with Troy. I'm with Troy. What's up, Danny? I see Danny on here. I,
Hey,
Yeah,
I
man.
came, Marlo.
hey,
I came from the generation where, because I stayed so far away, I ain't going home every weekend.
Hey,
I,
bro, I stayed 45 minutes away, and if the lights was on in Bragg, I was there.
right.
What am I going home for? All my friends here, all the excitement here. What am I going home for? And I love my parents, but what to sit in my room all day and watch TV? I'd rather go to the game. All my people at the
but
game.
I think it's different. Like they grew up differently, right? And I've experienced that just some of the kids that I work with, that I've mentored, all of that, our interns that we've had, and some of them are just number one. What I've seen, especially with a lot of the young ladies, is that their mothers are trying to be like their best friends. You know, they smoking and drinking with their daughters. I would never. I'm mid 40s and still like if I say a cuss word, I'd be waiting for my mama to say something to me, right? Like still, but you know, I think it's just weird. The dynamics of family is very different. Um, and I think that a lot of these kids come in with a sense of entitlement. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it ain't going my way, then I'm done. Like, and it's like it's they're not prepared for life in general. Um, you know, and then you add to it that a lot of these kids are pandemic babies. Like, they ain't got a lick of social skills because everything has been virtual. Why I gotta pick up the phone and call you? I'm finna text you, and if you don't respond, then you cancel. But I'm not finna make any extra effort to do anything that requires me to exert energy for anyone.
You know what's so funny? I'm gonna be honest with you, so funny. My nieces and nephew, when my grandmother was still when she was still living, she still had a house phone, right? It wasn't the cordless or nothing. It was still a house phone with the cord attached to the base, and you have to plug you plug your phone line into the wall. And my niece and them looked at it like, "What is that?" And my granny was like, "That is a phone. That is something that your mama and your auntie and your uncle used to have when they grew up. They didn't have cell phones when they were growing up. Like, no, we had a actual telephone.
And a
Like,
lot of times you only had one phone in the
we only
house.
had one
The
phone in
In
the
the
whole
house.
house
whole
had
house.
one phone,
Yeah.
bro, and it was in the living room.
In
Oh
the
With
my
the
living
And
room.
god!
kitchen.
if you
Nah,
had
it was
and if
always in the
you had
kitchen.
more than one phone, look, if you had more than one phone, it's still the same line. So
Yeah, man, my dad worked for the telephone company, and we only had one line, and he got a discount on as many as he wanted. And he was like, "One line it is, y'all good."
So it's so funny because it's like, when you think about it, a lot of things that we when we grew up on, it's so to all the kids now, it's so outdated that when they actually see like what was an actual payphone, like an actual payphone was you pick that junk up, put a quarter, nickel, dime in it, and make your call.
Yep.
Like, what was this? I was looking back at some videos, and I watch. Everybody know I watch wrestling,
Me
and they
too.
had
Don't feel
video.
bad.
Remember they had the commercials for the 10-10-3-2-1 number to call because it was the code for you to call long distance, but you would get charged, 99 cents per what hour or something like that. I remember that, and I showed it to my nieces and nephews. They was like, "What is this?" I was like, "This is how we used to call long distance. This is how we used to call. This is how we used to call
Mm-hmm.
long. Like we did, like I said, we grew up with Star 69. Yeah, yeah. We grew up not having social media.
Man.
Social media to us was nigga. You had to be outside to figure out what
Yeah,
everything
you
was.
had, and you had to go to the park to catch up on everything. If you missed the day at the park, you was behind. You done missed the fight. Who
You
hit
missed
who?
you
You
missed
done
about
missed all the basketball. You've missed. You don't even know where nobody going this weekend. You missed everything.
Everything. Yep.
and, and when you think about it, it's like, damn it. I know that seemed like I would say centuries ago, but decades ago, but it has been decades. But at the same time, it's like, damn, can we have a little bit of that back with us, in this day and age time right here? But like, there's no social media. You had to be outside. that we all grew up where our parents and our grandparents watched soap opera stories from
General
11 in the
Hospital,
morning,
One Life to Live, all that.
As the
11
world
in the morning
turns,
As the
to
world
like
turns.
to like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Then you watch Oprah, and then you watch the freaking news.
no, you
Back
got
in the news,
and you watch Jeopardy. You gotta watch
and you
Jeopardy.
watch
Oh
Jeopardy
yeah, definitely.
and Wheel of Fortune.
Fortune. Yep. You feel like a genius on Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy, you feel retarded. Damn, I said that word.
You know, it's funny. I was just having this conversation with my wife because she was like, who was watching y'all as kids? Because like me and my brother are 10 years apart.
We watched
And we used to be
We watch
like,
ourselves.
she was like, so he used to be outside at 3. I was like, yeah, he knew how to go down to the candy lady house, go get him some snacks,
Yep.
and she'll come tell us what he got.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, me and my
it's
sister 8
different back
years
then.
apart. So she was 16, I was 8. I would just be outside on my bicycle, $2, $1 and a couple quarters to go to the candy lady house, and I knew I had to be home at 12 because my dad would come home for lunch, and that was his rule. Like when he came home for lunch, he had to put his eyes on everybody. And after he left and went back to work at 1,
I
back
went back
outside I
outside.
went until he came home at 5.
But I couldn't
You know
imagine
what?
today.
You know what? You know what? I'll say this. We might not have had social media, but we definitely had a social network. Because
We did.
every time I tried to take a girl to my house, my mama had already knew.
You was in for it.
I,
It was fun.
it was this girl I was sweet on in middle school and in high school. She thought your boy was fly, so she had popped by the house. My mama showed up in the middle of the afternoon.
Out of nowhere.
Boy, what you doing, Trey? What you doing, boy?
I wasn't doing nothing. I didn't get a chance to do nothing. Cause get this, the drug dealer that lived upstairs, and he's still
See,
around St. Pete. The drug dealer that lived upstairs told on me. Called my mom at her job. Talk
That's
about
because
See,
he wanted
that's
the little girl.
that's when you know, no, for real. Like I used to tell
exactly.
my nephews this. I tell my kids this. I'm like, sure. When I grew up, everybody on my street, on my block, we all knew each other. We was all
Mhm.
cool. Like, if you got in trouble, they was allowed to whoop your ass as a child. And
Absolutely.
then guess what? They
You
gonna
gonna get
tell.
another whooping when
You
your
gonna get
mama
another
And
come
one
home.
when
another
you got
woman when
home.
you get on.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Like I had the dope dealer stayed on our block because he knew he went to school with my uncle. And it was like when we walked by, because his son went to school with us too. We walked by, his son come out, walk by, he like, man, he go $10, he go $20. I'll get to school. And we just knew because it's like we know what you're doing, but I understand like you telling us like, hey, don't do the shit that I'm doing right here. I have a reason why I'm doing this. You don't have a reason to do this. So don't get yourself in it. Don't get yourself caught up in this situation. And so it was one of the things like
Hey, at least he was trying to tell y'all not to do
he
it.
was
Drug dealers,
he
my
was
neighborhood
Exactly.
was talking
he
about come
was
make this
telling
money.
us. He was telling us. That's why I'm like, when like I tell people, I grew up different. Like
Yep.
I grew up different. When you got the local the neighborhood trap star telling you not to do something, not to do what they do, and they meant it because they catch you doing that, they tell you it's grown man business, but they gonna tell your folks city. They gonna tell
Hey,
your
but
folks
let me
Yeah.
tell let me tell you another example of how they can help you, right? Because the ones in my neighborhood, they was trying to tell us come make this money with them. They like, nah, you ain't your mama give you what $10 a week. I make that in 5 minutes. You need to come out here with me, and it's all cool till we ride home on the school bus. We see this motherfucker face down, ass up on the side of the road.
Yep.
Exactly.
Find out they gave man 12 years. Everybody started looking around like, man, I don't.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep, that is. Listen,
But how do we
but
get kids? But how do we get this generation to go to football games and stuff like that? It's kind of hard, especially if you don't grow up in a sports household. Like
you know what? This is okay. This is the third time today. I'm gonna say something nice about them regular ass Buccaneers. Number three, the Buccaneers do a very good job. See if Marlo looking at the phone. The Buccaneers do a very good job
I just hope you don't fall.
of
Just
yeah,
be
that too.
careful yourself, Marlo.
The Buccaneers do a very good job of connecting with the younger fans and the teenagers through applications on the phones, through the signage in the stadium, the QR codes. Like there's constant engagement throughout that game. For me, it's a lot of it's just too much going on for me to focus on the game. But for kids that grew up in this multitask screen era, it's a good thing. I think, and it's not like they spending a bunch of money to do this. This is just, stuff they do.
mm-hmm.
QR code to, call your seat number to win a balloon or whatever. These are like nominal things that you can do to keep people engaged. We got to get beyond, and this not only for HBCUs, but fucking Florida State. We got to get beyond just big games being the draw. Like we have to, if for us to sustain the sports, to sustain the schools, we have to get our younger fans to engage in the things that can make us easy money. Point blank period.
But you think about it, like I, like I said, I went to TWI also, man. But at the same time, it's like going to a football game with Stephen F. Austin. Some of them kids weren't going there; they were going home. They were other places and stuff like that. So it's not considered, to me, I feel like some part of it is considered generational. Some part of it is just that some people just don't. Some kids just don't like sports at all. They're
get my pistol.
And it's so crazy. I remember the year that they went 0-11. Like they lost every game in 2007, bro. I'm telling you, it was kids out there that brought their backpacks and doing homework. That's how bad the football was. You know what I'm saying? At home games. That's how bad it was. When you go out there and you try to cheer on your team, but this little motherfucker got his damn backpack and he got his damn calculus book out and doing his homework so he could attend it, and watch a football game. I was like, we down bad right here. I had never did anything like that because I feel like when it comes to studying, you have time to study, and the weekends are your time to relax and cool off and go have fun and stuff like that. If you had to take your damn books to the football game and do your homework to make sure that you stay engaged, I would be like Troy. I would run you over with a Nerf bus. I would have the Marching Storm come to your dorm room and play at all hours of the night. I would have.
I'm a bad influence.
I must have a bad influence. March in your dorm, on your floor.
Are you talking about the players bringing their stuff and doing homework?
No, I'm talking about the students, bro.
Oh, okay. So they were there. They just wasn't engaging with the game.
It was not engaged.
Because the team getting their ass whooped.
Even if they were getting their ass whooped, even if we was whooping some ass, they would still bring it. I'm like, come on now.
Hey y'all, I don't mean to interrupt. We got Marlo on camera. Is he violating any OSHA rules while we got him on camera?
Nope.
Like, are we dry snitching? I just want to be.
He got his PPE on. He good.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I don't want to like
building.
But I'm just saying, like,
he out there by himself. The ice come through there.
Oh God.
You know you got to make that. You know you got to make that a commercial.
You gotta make that's a commercial.
That's a valid question. I don't care.
You gotta make that a commercial.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God. Oh man. Oh my God.
I feel like that was a valid question. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
I missed the question. What was the question?
He
I
said,
said, why you out there by yourself? The ice come through there.
Little come. I got my passport, the card on me. I'm good. Let that
Nah,
ass
they want to know
talk.
if your workers got rounded up.
I'm Colorado. I just put in 2 LBLs by myself. Look at this shit. This is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to MacGyver that shit, but
the first question you asked was, is this an OSHA violation because you got your phone out?
oh, my phone was on the window.
I know. I'm just
I
making
have
sure we're not recording any OSHA violations. That's all. I just want to make sure.
I have on my safety glasses. I have on my gloves. Yeah,
He got all his PPE on, right?
we
Okay.
good. And
All right. Cool.
I got 20-ton hydraulic jack holding up the load on the roof until I get this LVL in.
I feel
I'm
like
good.
it's supposed to be somebody else there with you, which is why we was asking if Icehead came through. But that's okay. You be safe.
Nah,
I got your wife
my
on speed dial. We good.
my crew is full of. I ain't gonna get me to. I told him I had to work late. I'm in New Smyrna, so I had to drive an hour over here to finish this damn framing. But that's okay. I got a surprise for their ass. Everybody want to get off at 5 o'clock. Oh, I got this to do. I got okay. Keep having it to do.
Well, see, that's why they not the owners.
You
You know what I mean?
they employees, and when they start looking sick because well, I'm straight today. I don't need y'all help. You know, I got it. Then they have a little different look on their face.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
That's why we
but yeah,
appreciate
I'm
people
safe.
like
I'm
Marlo,
safe.
people that lead from the front.
that's right.
That's what I'm
Yes,
talking about.
sir.
That's
Oh
what I'm
man. So Jamal brought up today because it's some WNBA stuff going on, and I had some questions. But Jamal brought up today, or rather, it was announced today. I hope I'm saying her name right. Quiana Chaney. Is that the right way to say her name? I
Kiana
think it's
Cheney.
Quiana. Yeah, I think it's Quiana Chaney. She is joining the staff. Yeah, she's joining the staff at Grambling State women's basketball program. Um, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I do know at some point early in the season, Grambling State is going to put 125 points on somebody. Apparently, because that's their thing now. They just put up 100 points on people for fun. So welcome her to the SWAC. I am seeing what is happening in Louisiana. The governor has signed a bill that will give NIL money to all the state universities.
That
Florida
governor
just
is, can I say this? That governor is whacked out.
He's insane.
I'm trying to figure
That
out why
motherfucker is
that is.
evil.
What I understand, you love the kids, you love the job, but god dang, I can't live in Louisiana with that governor.
So where's the money gonna come from?
That motherfucker.
Like
So
when
you should.
from where they gonna dig it out of their
Money's going
hurricane
to
fund.
no. So he did not extend Medicare. If you look at the number of hospitals in the entire state of Louisiana, don't
Closing
get
down.
sick over there. They are closing. So
So
Yeah.
when you don't
basically, you
extend
can't afford
Medicare
to
and
get
now
sick
you
in
not
Louisiana.
no, you cannot. If you ain't got the funds, don't get sick in Louisiana, bro.
Oof.
That just
And
seems
that
like
and
another
that's it.
way.
That's including where Gremlin is. It might be a hospital there in that region, but I don't think it's very close. I have to check.
This is close to
I don't
hospital.
think so. I want to say the hospital is.
Oh, she said the wife said the one in Ruston next door.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
see, I don't.
But
But see, I
but the
don't like
one
shit. I don't like shit
but
like that because okay, I get it. You added to the NIL for all the universities in the state. All right, great. But then you gonna punish every other person living in the state?
Yes,
Lit-
because that's what they do.
yes, when we tell y'all that governor in Louisiana
Is on. He is
that
on
man
some
is a
rocks.
psychopath.
He is
That
on
is some
rocks.
bullshit.
No, he on rocks. Like he is on some crack rock. Like he done
For
smoked the
real.
biggest. He done smoked the biggest crack pipe ever. That dude is out of his mind. Like he the
That's
one who wanted the signs to have the 10 Commandments put out in front of every school. He wanted this. Like we know. Like man, look. That's the reason why we have the separation of church and state.
church and state.
You know
Yeah,
what the Ten Commandments is? It teaches this all the time. Like, hell, I can go watch the movie right now. You know, with Charlton Heston. You know, still great movie, great actor, and get my get my stuff from him from that. But I don't need to have it in front of my school. Shoot, it's in my house.
Is this a safe space? Is this a safe space? I need to know if this is a safe space before I make my comment.
And make your
Run him,
comment, Troy.
run his ass over with a cement truck, not a Nerf
Exactly. Not no
bus,
Nerf bus. A
not no
straight
Nerf
up
bus.
cement truck.
So I'm noticing a trend, right, when it comes to state politics. But recent information that I've seen, I haven't asked permission to give this information out, but recent information that I've seen with the state government in the state of Florida, I'm gonna say this exactly how I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who like it. Hold on, let me go ahead and do this for myself. Um, we are under siege in the state of Florida by Puss in White Boots, and people that look like me, who are supposed to advocate like me, are rolling over on their back so that Puss in White Boots can rub their belly.
Everybody got
I
a
got a
price.
I got a problem with that. I got a problem, and I don't just have a problem with them. I got a problem with me because I've been acting like this ain't been happening. Like this was shocking news to me when I saw it today. This ain't no shock. I'm the one saying that politicians' jobs are to get reelected. And what's the easiest way to get reelected in a Democratic district in Florida? Not have a major Republican contender come in your district. I said what I said. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. I know who I reached out to today. I know who I asked stuff from today. If you see it, you don't like what I say, we have a segment called Bring Your Ass. You can tell me I'm wrong. But until I see otherwise, fuck you. You are the reason why we can't get young men and young women of color to vote. They don't believe in the process. They think everything is corrupt, that you can't fix it. They don't understand the power they vote because the people who are supposed to be representing them are representing themselves. You are the reason why people are running around saying that the black elite are a boule. It's y'all. I have to sit there and scream down fucking conspiracy theories from the absolute worst of uneducated, misguided children in the world. And by children, I mean young adults. And it's because of y'all. You are supposed to be advocating for me. I should not essentially get in where you fit in. That's what I saw today.
That sounds like it's a problem with the politicians on the left side. What they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Did I stutter? I said exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest issue is the fact that they don't know what to believe. They don't know who they can trust because both sides have shown them reasons to not or to be untrustworthy.
I,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely agree.
I should not find out today that people who look like me, who knew this nomination for the president of Florida A&M was gonna be a problem,
And didn't
and they
say
knew
nothing.
months in advance and said nothing.
I told you this didn't happen overnight. They was already planning
No,
on
no, no,
episodes
no, no.
being done.
But that's what I'm saying. We knew it didn't happen overnight. The problem was who knew and who didn't say shit. Now we know who knew and who didn't say a word.
But see,
That was the problem.
but that's the thing when you're trying to make a move, you can't show your cards too early. And clearly there was some things in the work that they didn't want everybody to know about. And you know what I mean? Like, so you can't let everybody know. You can't make this a public known thing. And then the surprise, the shock and awe. Because now instead of talking about who's replacing it, you just talking about what happened years ago that got her in this situation.
Yep.
You done missed the
Now,
whole thing.
now they got the lawyers involved because
Mm-hmm.
they done filed a lawsuit against this whole thing. So this
It's
gonna get way done.
Hey,
Because somebody with some sense cried foul.
hey,
Yeah.
we just had
yeah.
hands thrown in the Indiana's Connecticut game.
Man, listen. Stop saying. You know what? We here since we here. Liv put out a tweet earlier today, and it was a LA Sparks game day announcement. But the
Mhm.
player did not, and I can't remember who the player was, but the player did not have on a LA Sparks jersey. They had on the sports top,
That's
and the
because
little
she
muscle
just got
flexor bar.
signed today.
Oh, okay. So that was put up, and Liv basically said, "Well, why not have on a jersey, whatever." And my thought, because I've been saying, I like the way, this player and that player are using their media, their fashion to bring attention to the WNBA. I think is a good thing. And I was asking when Liv said no, it's not. I was asking a genuine question, like, why isn't it a good thing? Because let's keep it a buck. When we want to market to women in the NFL, we market the most attractive, the most statuesque dudes in the NFL. The same in the NBA. If they fit that mold, we're gonna push them to be this dude. Um, my best example would be Jalen Hurts. For everybody to say that they don't like Jalen Hurts, anything prominent that is sex sale oriented, the NFL pushes him because he's that light skinned type dude, right?
Yeah, I almost
I
followed one. She talking about Jalen Hurts, such a good quarterback. I looked at her and said, "What? You don't know shit about no Jalen. Oh, about a good quarterback.
Hey,
About
what
piss me off."
was that? What was that, TP? What was that?
She said Jalen Hurts such a good quarterback. In what world? What he do that's good?
but
He need complete passes, don't he? I was like, oh, okay.
but I feel like the WNBA has,
A
in this
marketing
aspect of
problem,
marketing,
they have a marketing problem, they have a scheduling problem, they have an all around media problem. I'm saying that as somebody that paid $40 a year to watch all the games.
I think when we look at sports as across the board, right? You go to a men's sport event, you're gonna
Mhm.
see sexually clad women on the sideline dancing and jumping and stuff, right? You got the cheerleaders. But for women's sports to appeal to men, it pays me to say sex sells. So promoting sexuality has always been a part of sports.
Right.
And that's kind of where you look at the WNBA sexualizing some of their women to appeal to men. They're not doing it for women, they're doing it to get more men to watch. But I can understand her frustration because she looks at it as it's taken away from the game. You're not watching for the game, you watching because you want to see attractive women on the court. And I think that was what she was trying to say was like, that's her issue with it, which I completely understand.
I mean, but you would be right because it's. I think I've had this argument with people on Twitter before, and they be like, "Well, women don't watch the women's basketball league," and I was like, "But there are men that don't watch the NBA. Everybody don't like sports, and that's fine." So if you gonna pin your quote unquote failures on women, then hell, how many people went to the last soccer match in their city? Like you get what I'm saying? So everybody don't like sports. A lot of women don't care. And I don't
My
want to say a lot of women. Some women
so
don't
let
care for sports.
so let me tell you what my ex said about women's basketball. Because she was like, I don't see she always say, I don't like basketball. That's not really my thing. The only thing worse than men's basketball is women's basketball. I was like, okay, you don't like
But
basketball.
she don't like basketball. What was she,
You
a
know what I
more of a
mean?
football fanatic?
There's a greater disparity between men who watch sports and women who watch sports.
It
And
absolutely
then
is.
that number
Yes,
gets even broken down less when we start looking at women's sports.
Yep.
I agree. I- So for me, and I'm a red blooded male, whatever that fucking means. There are things that I optically like, and I like sports, right? So I'm not gonna lie. Like back in the day, when I saw Tina Townsend play, I was in love. Also, can her man fight? But that's neither here nor there. I was
Um,
watching
I don't
because
know. I think Eddie Jones will get you a run for your money, man.
Yep.
And he like
Eddie.
6'6".
Yeah. Point
Shit.
guard for the Miami Heat, Eddie Jones. That was her name.
Wow.
The guy
Yep.
who
Anyway.
the
Oh no! Hold on. That's the MMA dude. No, I'm straight. I'm straight.
told him to his job.
I'm straight. I'm straight. I ain't got no problems. Nope. I heard by him. I seen the podcast. I'm straight. Anyway, but I just, it is okay. I feel in my opinion, if we don't have these ladies out here, and this is the extreme, shaking ass or doing anything grotesque, being having, or I don't know how I want to say this, but using sex as a tool to attract fans, I'm not against, as long as we don't go over a line. There's a line, right? And as long as we don't play that game where we keep moving the line, I'm okay with it. What the players do outside the league and marketing, that's what they do. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, a woman shouldn't wear whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if we are embracing this new crop of athletes, if they are marketing sex to gain followers, to improve, their media scores, all that stuff, we need to allow them to do that while taking advantage of it as a league. Because I'm not gonna lie, this league is way, it should not be in the state that it's in.
No, but they also hired a bad second president. The current
Yeah,
not president, commissioner. The current commissioner gotta go.
I agree.
Val Ackerman, right?
No, Val Ackerman was the first one.
She was the
She
first.
Yeah.
was first.
This is Kathy. Kathy got to go.
Okay.
There should not be a world where the Houston Comets do not exist. And to the
Hey,
gentleman that called, go ahead. I'm sorry.
nah, you good.
You was finna say something.
No,
Um, to the young dude that said that the WNBA finally got Michael Jordan. Let me straighten your little ass up right now. They had a Michael Jordan. Her name was Cynthia Cooper. She played for the Houston Comets. That's what we called her. In an age before all of this social media, we called her the women's Michael Jordan because she played two guard. She was on a team that three-peated in championships, and she won a championship in college. That's who we called the women's Michael Jordan. So before we start saying crazy stuff and not allowing players to live, let's just know our history. Let's just know our history. You muted, TP.
I say I got to see her play live. It was a great experience. We love the Comets in Houston. I don't know.
I do too.
That was, when it first started. We won the first 4 championships.
Yeah.
The first 4.
I still don't understand why folks won't give Cheryl Miller her damn flowers just because she didn't play in the WNBA. But she was she is the greatest women's basketball player of all time.
she was one of the first coaches though. Like she
Yeah,
coached.
she
She
was
was the
one of the
first
first coaches.
coach. Shit, was it Phoenix? Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah, she coached Phoenix.
Yeah, she coached Phoenix. I mean, she will always get her flowers in my book. I think people don't realize that an ACL tear in the '80s was career ending, and that's what it was. She tore her ACL, and that was the
Well,
end of it.
the
You know,
ACL tear before 2007.
was
Right.
career ending. You did
Done.
honestly did not know if they were gonna walk right again, and you can see her knee. Like her knee is bent inward. She has a limp. So
Yeah, it was
and
not
then
fixed properly.
no, it wasn't. And then you look at Candace Parker that has had 7 knee surgeries, and Kenny Smith. I think Kenny Smith has had like 8 or 9 too.
That's why I
Kenny
can't.
Smith walked like he pigeon toed.
Yeah.
But he is pigeon toed. That's the
He
thing.
is
He is
pigeon toed
Yeah,
if
but
his knees bad.
but I'm talking about like baby just learned how to walk pigeon toe.
Oh Jesus.
CP crazy.
Oh man.
Wait a minute. Break. You gotta put braces on them things. Pigeon
That
toes.
boy needs his fried rights. White shoes.
One of them shoes with the Velcro, no laces,
Oh my
Velcro.
Jesus.
I just need y'all to know that TP be the main one hollering about what I do. Just want to put that out there.
No shit.
Want to put that out there.
This ain't smarter. No shit.
He going on the road. Hey, for everybody that I promised that that 24-hour roll is coming, I'm about halfway through it. It is coming. It is absolutely coming. I gotta add Danny's clip on there from the other day, but it's coming.
What clip of mine? My final word, or
I think it was.
Oh, what is
was it my final word?
No, it wasn't the final word. No. It was a comment you had made. Oh man, I gotta go back through the clips. But yeah, no, you had one. Like we had to mark that. I had to mark the time marker down. So I go back to that clip. But yeah.
When I said Zion need Ozempic and celibacy.
Yeah, that one. That was the one.
That was
the one.
Uh-huh. And
Oh man.
And what's his name? Oh boy, oh Lord, what's the football player's name? He need to join him.
Oh, you're talking about Debo.
Debo Samuel.
Yeah.
Because baby, Debo got a whole beer belly and some thunder thighs now.
Debo was trying to figure out. He was trying to figure out what retirement feel like.
He
Debo Samuel was in a great situation in Washington. Him and Terry McLaurin about to
Still a
go
little
deep up
chunky
off.
around the waist though.
Hey, no.
TP, have you seen what he look like?
Hey,
He was
no.
enjoying the summer break. Now it's time to
No,
get back to work.
no, Jamal, y'all. He has a full-fledged 40-year-old dad bod. Fuck it.
Yes, that's what I'm
Put it-
saying. That man
I'm
was
trying to figure out what TP talking about.
that man was test driving retirement, bro.
that man, that man was on the
Okay.
James Harden plan. That's what he was on. Go get my
Look,
man.
come check him out in September then. Hey, come check him out in September.
I
Just saying
We
then.
hope if he make it to
We
September.
exactly that damn Bentley and them damn knees might not match.
He'll be all right.
you know what? After what Melissa said to me this weekend, I will not join in on the fat shaming train because she said,
Nobody is fat shaming. We just
No,
saying.
he not fat. He just he just a little thick now, a little thick.
I knew she was gonna say it. I was waiting.
He just little thickums. You know what I'm saying? He on my level now. He on my level, right?
Oh,
So
God.
when we walk and run, you smell something cooking. You think somebody in the kitchen cooking? No, baby.
Man, goodbye. Goodbye.
That's just our
Goodbye.
thighs rubbing together. You smell bacon, but that's
Goodbye.
just our thighs, baby. That
Goodbye.
and it's
I'm done.
summertime, baby. Listen, we cooking up. We cooking it up.
Daddy, what you said? What you said when your thighs rub together? You smell bacon.
Yep.
oh my God.
Whole ham hocks rubbing together. Summertime, walking around smelling like Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man,
I'm
Oh,
just saying.
Halo ass shit.
oh man. I don't even know what else
Just a
to
look.
say.
Thick.
Oh, for
Oh. All right.
Not you with the inhaler.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Boy, y'all
Oh
are fun
Lord.
today.
Things. Wow. So in other news, the Pacers fall to the Thunder in Game 5.
Uh-huh.
It don't look good for Indiana. Well, hold on. Let me say this. It looked okay until the coach decided that PJ McConnell wasn't gonna get it done and took him out the game. I don't know why. Um,
Troy, can I say
but
something?
go ahead.
This final series don't look good for either team. It's so boring. Baby, I'd rather watch paint
well,
dry.
both teams done split the series at each other's house. So I'm looking at it where like none of the
Die.
damage was
Die.
I know
Don't
it's
try
boring.
to make this sound more interesting than it is. This
The
It's
Pacers lost
boring.
this series in Game 4. When they lost at home and gave home court advantage back to OKC, it was over right then. Because I
And
knew
then
there was no way that Indiana was going to go in and get another win in Oklahoma. So now they have to win at home to force the
bring
Game
back to
7.
Oklahoma City. But in the end, you think about it, none of the damage was really done by SGA last night. Everything was done. All that damage was done by Jalen. He was, I don't know,
Jesus, 40 points.
40 points. I don't know what possessed him to think he part of the big three in OKC, but he did what he's
Last
supposed
time I
to do.
checked, Jalen Williams made an All-Star this year.
I'm
He
not.
was an
This is
All-Star.
hold on.
This ain't
I'm
this,
not.
and I think people don't they be failing to realize how good some players are because they don't really, they not paying attention or what have you. But he was an all-star.
I definitely think he was good. Right. I'm not. But
I didn't know he was that good. Go ahead and say it.
yeah,
Go ahead and
I
say
didn't
it.
know
It's a safe
nobody.
place.
Nobody in Indiana can guard him. He
So
can put his head down and get to the rim.
let's get it. Let's get to the point. The way the way that OKC was switching off Halliburton with Jalen Williams and Luke Dort last night in the second half. Clamped them up in the second half, and then they're gonna say he was still injured. I don't want to hear that.
He didn't look 100% in the first half. Every time he was on the court, he wasn't moving right.
But I still don't want to hear that. It was plays when I'm looking down, especially in the fourth quarter, where you only down, where you was only down by 3, but they had cut it to 3, and he's making these ill-advised passes, and it's like you turn it, it basically they just clamped him up. They clamped him up. I don't want to hear that he was injured and stuff, because if you're available out there, you ain't injured.
He shouldn't have been on the court.
Now I'm gonna have to look Rick Carlisle and look at Rick Carlisle crazy, like why you didn't take him off the court? Why you didn't put McConnell back into the game? Why you could have went with Nembhard? Nembhard was playing he was balling yesterday, but at the same time they were switching off Halliburton last night, and as soon as he got into the paint, those bigs was terrorizing him. Now I'm gonna tell you who got terrorized a couple of plays in the fourth quarter. Goddamn, Chet Holmgren got terrorized by whoever number 23 is for Indiana. He built the ass. Especially that tip dunk where he caught him from the back, where he got him from the back, he jumped over him. The tip dunk, I said, "Oh man, it's a dead body out there on the floor." But
Tyrese Halliburton should have been on the court. But I mean, he does more than score, right? He gets the rebounds, he sets up your offense. He does the other things that you require from a prototypical point guard. He does those things, and he still was doing them. It just wasn't at a high level. And you in the biggest game of your life, you have to perform at a high level, regardless of if you hurt, if you're sick, none of that matters, because now you're down 3-2. And they saying that he got a grade 2 MCL sprain or whatever, so he's getting looked at for that. They don't know his availability come Thursday. At the end of the day, the Pacers lost this when they blew that lead. When they blew that lead, I knew they were cooked. I was like, oh yeah, it's over with. They about to lose. They about to lose it on KC, and then they're gonna have to come back home and hopefully force a game 7. And they're not winning a game 7 on the road in Oklahoma City. It's not gonna happen. Even if they win this next game at home.
I get you.
All I really got to say is that there are and were a lot of Pacers. Coach Brian was one of them that was on my head because I said the lowly Pacers. Again, I apologize for calling them the lowly Pacers. We'll be waiting for you in Cancun. See you in a little bit.
I don't even fuck with Indiana like that anyway.
So the news of the day, and I want to be clear on the news of the day. The news of the day got so much in it that it's just crazy. So I think Danny removed herself. The SWAC. Danny, did you remove yourself? So the SWAC has opted into the House settlement with no caps. And by doing that, they have essentially created a have and have nots.
It kind of already was like that.
Yeah, it's been like that.
But without the teams I've been paying attention to, but not realizing that I've been paying attention to it, and it's been happening for 3 months. And for 3 months, they've been knowing that they was going to opt in to the House settlement with no caps. I've watched at least 3 teams bring in transfers and not see a lot of movement out. Why is that important? In the short term, football wise, and I'm just talking about football wise, in the short term, you now have a roster with depth. So if you have a injury here and there, it doesn't destroy your team, right?
Hey, Troy,
You're,
let Danny back up.
oh, okay. It doesn't destroy your team, right? So, the other thing is, and I'm gonna try to get his Twitter name is Immaculate. He's been following this whole house settlement, the new version of the NCAA, all of that. He's been following all of this, and I am now kind of on his bandwagon to think that there is about to be another level of FBS Division One level created. And I might be crazy talk right now, but the SWAC has positioned itself with this opt-in in the manner that they did to compete in the near future against group of 5 schools, because the main thing we always said why we can't beat the South Dakotas and the North Dakota states and all of these schools is because we didn't have depth.
Yes, the depth and the scholarship. But I'll say this.
I,
It was something that Nick said. We was talking about this earlier. Nick said that the schools like Prairie View, Alabama State, and Texas Southern is going to try to run the SWAC, but you're going to have Jack State FAMU trying to fight for second place. But to me, and when you think about it, those 3 schools have well, in the case of Prairie View, they're gonna have funding. But Prairie View has a university system that is giving them some sort of money, but they're not getting all the money that they're supposed to get. So to me, it is always going to be about the haves and the have-nots. If this is something that we had talked, a thing you stopped by on Sunday. I talked about this Sunday with Wild Wayne. Is that if the states give us the money that they owe us, then we won't be in the situation like the situation that we're gonna be in with opting into this house settlement. It will just be minuscule to us.
Yeah, and again, this is all playing out in real time. There's another announcement coming up here in the next 2 weeks. I'm just gonna say it, man. We're about to see the transition of the SWAC that everybody been begging and pleading for. It's about to happen. It is about to happen. But that's just me looking from the long view. In the short view, I'm gonna have to rethink my way too early poll.
But my whole thing, when you think about it, like nobody's roster is finalized till either before media day or after media day. So I still would stick with what I know as far as way too early polls and rankings and stuff like that. But it can change. You know what I'm saying in an instant. So I just keep with what I got. If people get upset at your poll, they get upset. Let them get upset. I'd be like, start your own. But
yeah,
don't get mad at what I say. This is just coming from my perspective. Most people who do, who make their own way too early poll and rankings is, I mean, it's because it's team bias.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm of course like I said, I'm gonna be biased because Jackson State, but I see what they brought in. I seen what they left out of the school. I mean, you look at it, we have a chance to defend. We are defending our championship, but we have a chance to repeat as national champions. We have a chance to repeat as conference champions. We have a chance to repeat as division champions. Okay. And to me, it's all about can you catch up with that, match up with that, with what they got going on. Same thing that over at the MEAC. South Carolina State they not laying down for nobody. I don't care if Norfolk coming up and creeping up on us. They really don't give a damn about North Carolina Central. They can care less about everybody in the MEAC.
Can we? And I know I'm one of the people that thought the possibility of Mike Vick coming in and shaking something was enticing because I'm in media. That would be a great media story. But the reality of the matter is it's probably going to be staples that's been there the last 2-3 years. It's going to be Howard, North Carolina Central, South Carolina State. Those are going to be your usual suspects. That Michael Vick, Coach Jackson storyline, that's beautiful. But the reality is that the teams that have been consistently there are probably going to be there.
I think Norfolk will be there because they already had an in-place infrastructure to be successful.
They let go the dude I saw make plays in the MEAC SWAC challenge for whatever reason. Again, I don't even know where Daniels ended up at, but they let Daniels hit the transfer portal. My only issue with Odoms was he didn't let Daniels throw the football. I know where he came from. I saw his tape. They didn't let him throw the football.
If you knew about Odom's not throwing the football in Norfolk, you should have saw what he did at Southern.
Yeah, it's some Southern people that's hot with him, but that's their thing. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm conflicted about opting into the House settlement before we know everything that's going on with how the NCAA governance is gonna be set up. But if what Immaculate is telling me is true, Immaculate is telling me is true, it could be a good thing or it could be a really bad thing. I don't know it at this point, to be honest with you. I'm excited 1 minute and another minute I'm scared.
But I feel like it's been that way though, because it's so fluid and every day is something new. You know what I'm saying? I think we said this on the show before. Like, this is a day by day thing. Like,
Yep.
literally every day it's gonna be something different. Somebody's gonna make a motion for something. Someone's gonna sue somebody for something else. You're gonna see former student athletes bringing up more class action lawsuits and stuff like that. So from one day to the next, you just never know. You never know.
I want there to come a time where order is restored and we are not talking about Canada junior schools running FCS football. That's all I want in life. That's all I want.
Yeah. How about looking at this? How about Sacramento State is saying that they're going to move to the Big West for every step of football and we can still be a FCS independent because somebody
I got
hating on
somebody
them going to FBS.
background noise. I'm sorry. I got somebody background noise. I'll be real with you. I think there are high level NCAA officials that have it out for Sacramento State's black president because that man raised the money. He said what they was gonna do. He did everything he said he was gonna do, and the NCAA is in his way. Point blank. Period.
I'm just trying to figure out why are they not letting them go up? Sacramento State should not be an FCS school. They got 32,000 kids enrolled in that school. Why are they an FCS school? They should be playing. I ain't gonna say playing with the big dogs, but they should be in a group of 5. But I think, like you said, they trying to block them from going to the the new form Pac-12. But at the same time, they don't gotta go to the Pac-12. They go to the Mountain West. They go to the Big 12. They go, whether conference is going to be suitable for them. Like
if
they don't have to go to the ACC shit. Yeah, they go to the ACC. Shit, you got 2 California schools out there in the ACC.
Yep.
I'm trying to be respectful of them schools.
They can go to the American. All I care. Because isn't my let's see this. Since since you live in Florida, wasn't UCF a Division II school when they first started out?
USF was Division II. UCF, I don't know what they were when they first started, but I know when I was in school, it was 1AA. Yeah, it was 1AA.
1AA. How long did it take for them to move up to be Division I to go to FBS? It didn't take them that long.
No, it didn't take them that long. It was less than 20 years.
Started reallocating FAMU dollars down there. They went Division I.
Yeah. The moment they start marketing the state's biggest commuter school, that's when it happened. That is when it happened.
I know it was before I graduated high school. They were already D1 when I graduated high school. I want to say it happened around in between 2000 and 2004.
Yeah.
Because by the time I graduated,
it didn't take them that long.
No,
to jump up.
Hey, Troy, what year that school open? 77?
Yeah, they opened up after USF. Hold on.
Yeah. I think it was like 77, either 67 or 77. One of them.
UCF is the largest university, well, probably the largest on-campus university in the United States.
So UCF was founded in 63.
63, okay. So yeah,
that stadium only holds 45,000.
They went D1 in like in less than about 40 years.
It would be unfair of me to take a shot at USF and their building fund or the Coral Gables HOA, but them having UCF having a campus stadium is a major thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am, as many jokes as I make, looking at what I'm looking at now, that is a major thing. It is absolutely a major thing because the struggles that USF is having, the struggles that the Ibis people are having, all go back to them not having an on-campus stadium. They don't have that crazed environment that other places have because they have an on-campus stadium. So, I mean, but USF situation is, dude, they've taken away the botanical gardens. They've moved the intramural fields. You've done all this stuff. You've done everything but build a stadium. And I don't know if it's because they can't buy the apartments across the street, the apartments and condos across the street. I don't know if that's the issue or not. But to sit here and do all these fancy magic tricks on how y'all gonna put up a new stadium, I ain't seen no construction crews. And it's a lot of
Nah,
people that telling me, "Oh, it's coming."
where that school is that works against them because that's a very mature residential area. Those people
Yep.
not selling them houses. Like they got
Nope.
equity in them houses. They don't already left them houses to their kids. They not selling them
Mhm.
houses. Not for no a football stadium. You out your mind. And but that's also where a lot of their student population comes from.
Mhm.
Cause kids, oh, their parents live in Chicago. They live somewhere else, but they want to go to school down here. They just go live with their grandma and granddad right around the
Mm.
corner, and they commute to school. So,
Yep.
hey,
Well, um, I wanna I do want to thank everybody for coming in and watching the podcast. For all the new people that reached out to me on Twitter that said they were going to watch the show, I want to thank y'all for watching. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. Um, so again, I'm forever grateful. I got some of the best people in the world to work with. They allow me to be myself, and I just allow them to say what they need to say and help me learn and grow. Um, Sometimes I act like an ass, but it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun.
That's all
Um,
right. That's all right, brother. Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
facts.
I was gonna
oh
say,
man.
man,
Um, I'm gonna keep it really quick. Today's my mother's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. I will be to see you tomorrow. She unfortunately lives in a nursing home that is far away from my home, so when I have an actual a, a good amount of time, I like to go down there because it takes so long to drive, and I don't want to just be there for 20 minutes to see my mom. So I will be seeing her. It kind of bothers me that I don't get to take her to BJ's Wholesale and let the white people dote on her and show her all the good stuff because she enjoyed that experience. So that's going to forever be part of my mindset when it comes to my mom. But this weekend was Father's Day, and uh, shout out to all the fathers. And when I say shout out to all the fathers, I'm saying shout out to all of the fathers. There's no caveat. There's no if you were there, if you take care of your kids, if you spend the time, if you spend the money. Shout out to all fathers. Everybody ain't in your shoes. Everybody ain't in your journey. Every day is another opportunity to make a positive impact on your children. You have opportunities. I I posted on Twitter, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I was in a situation in 2000 and 2013, early 2014, to where I found out definitively that I had two children that I did not know about. I missed out on collectively 19 and 17 years of their life. I knew about them, but I could not get the person to agree to a DNA test. It took from, I want to say, 2007 to 2013, 2014 to get that person to agree to a test. I'm sorry, 2015, because I found out when I found out Ash was on the way. So 2015, I'm sorry. So 2015, I found out I had two other kids. This in turn had some impact on the relationship me and Ash mom had because I saw myself differently as a parent. I saw myself as a deadbeat. But for the grace of my father, who explained to me life happens. You've never heard me say a bad thing about that woman, ever. That's because of my dad. He helped me heal something that broke in me when I found out that for all these years I wasn't in these children's lives. So again, I say, happy Father's Day. That's it. Nothing else needs to be said. Nothing else needs to be intimated. Because we run around and profess to be Christians, and then begin to judge people on what they deem to be acceptable and unacceptable. I cannot judge a man based on my standards. I'm not living his life. I'm not walking in his shoes. So I gotta be forgiving and understanding of someone else's situation, while also saying you have to be accountable for your actions. But every day is another opportunity to be in your kid's life. So for that, to all the fathers, I hope you had a great Father's Day. That's all I got. Hey Doc, what you got for us today?
Shit, I gotta go to work in a little bit so after we get off of here. But I appreciate everybody for joining me on Sunday for the show, Father's Day show. My man Wild Wayne came on there, blessed his time on the show. We talked about a lot of things about the house settlement, and just reminiscing about why we went to our universities, to our respective schools. Again, like I tell people, my father was only here for 9 years of my life, and he passed away suddenly when I was only 9 years old. But at the same time, I'd like to thank David Earl Douglas for having unprotected sex with my mother and creating me. Because if I'm not here, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have my kids, I wouldn't have my wife, I wouldn't have none of the stuff that I have, that I enjoy now. But Father's Day should be celebrated every day, just like Mother's Day should be celebrated every day, not just for one day. It should be 365, 24/7, 365, 366 for that leap year, and if you're adult, deal a 25/8. But yeah, man, that's some just need to harp on. And also tomorrow I'll be back on tomorrow at 6:00. We'll have a pre-Juneteenth show tomorrow. While the wife over here is doing slides for it, but we'll have a show tomorrow at 6:00. Y'all come and join, because I know on Thursday we'll be celebrating. Somebody's gonna win the NBA finals. And then guess what? We'll be ready for the NBA draft. And I would say this, and I'm gonna roll up out of here. Shout out to Shabuzi and Big S the Plug for cutting off traffic at 3 p.m. in the afternoon in downtown Dallas to shoot a music video. Other than that, man, everybody be blessed, be safe, hug your loved ones, love on your loved ones, whoop your kids at the penitentiary, and crash out on your kids. Fuck Donald Trump. I'm out.
Whew. You know what? I'm gonna take a risk early. I'm gonna take a risk early. Marlo, sir.
Hey, what's up?
Oh Jesus! What you got for us this week? What you got for us this week, man?
Oh Lord.
Yes, it was Father's Day this weekend. It was supposed to be a day that dads get to relax, dads get to unwind, and your kids are supposed to know the assignment. This Father's Day got me rethinking who gonna get what in the wheel when I'm out of here. Because it was only one of my kids that came and stepped up to the plate. My son came in front of dinner to make me breakfast. That he moved up to the top of the list. I don't know about them other ones. Everybody else, they want to sleep at 2 o'clock, and Like, don't even tell me Father's Day. Just go back to sleep. So to say I felt some kind of way about it is a little understatement. But I love my children, and it's my fault. It's my fault because I made it that easy for them. I didn't demand that they get up and make a big to do. Even when they asked me what I wanted for Father's Day, I just said I just want y'all to be the best y'all can be. That's the greatest Father's Day gift I could ever receive. And my kids have done that in spades. So I can't, they ain't never been in trouble. Well, I ain't gonna say all of them ain't never been in trouble. But for the majority, they ain't never been in trouble. They graduated from school. They graduated from college. Like this, I'm a proud papa. So to the dads out there, that your Father's Day may have not gone the way you wanted it to go, just they got another shot as long as you here, and lean on that. Don't disown them or take it out on their Christmas gift or their birthdays or nothing like that. And everything will be cool. So lead with love. That's what I'm trying to say. Lead with love, and just remind them that you do have an opportunity to change, the direction of your inheritance and who you leave it to, and see if they do better next year.
Lord have
That's
mercy.
all I got, y'all. I'm just.
You know, I, put the kids out the wheel is crazy. Jamal,
Yo,
what you got? What you got for us, sir?
I honestly I don't have a whole lot. We did break my dad out of his rehab facility and took him to his favorite restaurant, only for him to eat ice cream because he was just happy to not be in that place for the day. But I ain't gonna judge him. He enjoyed his ice cream. I enjoyed being around him. He enjoyed being around us.
Oh man.
The mango Mussolini is probably gonna have us in a conflict that has nothing to do with us here shortly. War is horrible for the economy, but good for very rich people because they typically double and triple their money during wartime. So get ready for some unprecedented, stupid times. Stuff gonna go up. It's gonna get worse, and he's gonna blame people that are not in office for the mistake. But it's okay. Cause anytime you see somebody with a "Make America Great" hat on their head, just snatch it and run. I bet you their knees don't move past their belly. And we won't have these problems no more. That's honestly all I got. As always, fuck Donald Trump, crash the fuck out when people have you fucked up, punch a Nazi. I am Lord Jamal.
Bro, we got somebody that stay at my apartment complex with a MAGA hat on.
Yeah, just
Every time,
snatch it.
every time I see it in the windshield of his car, I just want to put the ass to the windshield.
Yeah, just grab it and run. I bet you they don't. I bet you they don't take off. I I wear it all day.
That's why my wife hit the car.
Hey,
That's
hey,
why the first day she moved out here, she hit the damn car with the U-Haul. And she said she seen the MAGA hat in front in the windshield. And she was like, well, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad no
I
more.
don't feel bad, no. Exactly. Just snatch it and run.
Lord have
Y'all,
mercy.
y'all are much better people than me. Y'all are absolutely much better people than me.
I told her, I said if he was on fire, I wouldn't piss on him.
Oh
That
Jesus. TP, sir. What you got for us this week? And we got you out here on time.
I ain't
Oh
got a whole
Lord.
lot this week, man. Indiana, you had your chance, man. You had your chance, and you gave it away. They are who you thought they were. When you blow leads at home, that just tells me that you don't like winning games. You don't like winning championships. Tyrese Halliburton, if you're gonna show up for the game, you have to show up for the game, especially when your team needs you. Siakam still did his job. He dropped 28. You still had double digits from a lot of players. And shout out TJ McConnell. That man had a game he gonna be telling his grandkids about. That one time I balled out in the finals, almost willed my team to victory. But kids these days, they be like, "Did you win though?" They ain't say all that. But he did his job. For somebody to come off the bench and perform the way he did, if they would have just got half of what Halliburton had been bringing to the table, they might have won that game. But they get to force a game 7 at home. You got to show up. You got to come out and dominate the game early. Don't leave it up to chance. Don't let them come back in the second half. You got to play 48 minutes of the best basketball of y'all life, the whole roster. Whoever's on the court, you have to be engaged in the game plan, and it has to be something that y'all have already decided this is how we're going to win this game. And you got to stick to the plan. That comes with preparation. But success only happens when preparation meets execution. So we're going to find out on Thursday, Juneteenth. Bring it home. But I will see y'all then. I'm TP. Thank you for watching the Madness Podcast.
Whew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have not done this in a very long time, but I think she been prepping. She has become just as outlandish as the rest of us. Danny, ma'am, what do you have for us this week?
What Lil Kim say? Only female in my crew, and I kick shit like a nigga do. Pull a trigger too.
Hey.
What's the rest of it?
Oh, I don't know.
Ah
Hey. Nah,
man,
it's Biggie verse after
Oh
look.
man,
Um, I'm
The
not gonna
rest,
crash
the
out
rest,
today.
the rest is a fuck you.
Thank you. Somebody finish the verse for me. Thank you,
notice
Marlo.
the one who said the words that we was trying not to say, but continue.
Wait a
Uh,
minute, y'all drop f bombs all throughout the show. Then it come to my part, y'all want to act like y'all innocent and don't want to say
I didn't
nothing.
say anything. That's Troy.
fuck him.
Now I appreciate y'all. I love being on the show. I was a little quiet today, but I was enjoying the conversation. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate being on the show. Y'all know some of the stuff that I was dealing with. Um, but I I said what I said coming into my final word for a reason because I know I got like 3 strikes against me, right? I'm a woman, I'm black, and I'm really, really short, right? So people think they can just mess with me, right? But I promise you, if I don't kick you in your kneecap, someone coming behind me to punch you in your throat. So I appreciate y'all for not playing about me. Um, I love being on the show. Um, but I don't say it often because I'm not trying to be arrogant or nothing, but I know I'm good at what I do. So when people try to come for me, it just makes me go a little harder. So um, I'm excited. I got some things that I'm cooking up, and when the time is right, I'll be able to make those announcements. But thank you to the one who said I was unprofessional and violating all kinds of rules and stuff. Because yeah, we're just gonna see what happens next. Like the rapper that I don't like said, let's see what happens next. So that's all I got. Um, and he still ain't getting credentials. So that's all.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Hey, appreciate it. Fuck that man. I just think it's dumb that he unblocked everybody but me. Unblock me. I know you watching the show. Unblock me. I got something to say.
And fuck you. I said, I don't even know you. But I say it to your face.
I
Say it
have
again,
been
Marlo.
You
That's
ain't
all
gotta
right.
say it. I said fuck him.
I have
And
been
I
ever so
mean
gracious and invited him to the show. I have not gotten a
let
response.
He
come
ain't coming to the
let him come
damn
on.
show.
He's not gonna come to the
Let
He's
show.
him
not
come
coming
on.
to the show.
Let him he can express himself a little bit better.
Yeah, he I was gonna I'll keep that comment to myself. I might put it in the group chat.
Whisper it to me, I say it.
Man, listen, just so we clear, we don't play about Danny. We don't play about anybody that we have in our circle. That's just how we was raised. That's just how business is done. Um, we love our people because without our people, we wouldn't be here. And to be quite honest, Danny is part of the reason that we changed how we do stuff, and we did those changes for the better. So to kind of try and like ruin somebody's shine because the whole world took a crap on you because of something that you did. Accountability is a real thing. Sometimes I don't even like being accountable, but it's a real thing. You got to own up to what you did.
It's
That's all you
free
had to do.
too.
Exactly. So is ass whoopings, but that's another story for another
And
day.
those also.
For everybody here at the Madness Basketball Podcast, TP, Doc, Danny, Marlo, Lord Jamal, DK couldn't be here. He had to work again. I think he might be moving up that ladder there. But I want to thank everybody from us to you. Have a happy Juneteenth. I don't know if we're having a Thursday show. I will let you know, but we're out.
Man, you know the white people got me working on Juneteenth.
I work
That
for the
racist as
government and
hell.
we off.
Oh man.